What is up, everybody? It's me, your girl, your Casey. How you doing? Is anyone else suffering a slow death from NaNoWriMo? I'm suffering all the deaths. However, I did write some amazing stuff, and I'm continuing to write some amazing stuff. However, I want to take a break from the AuthorTube content, and let's do a good old book tag. A tag that I keep forgetting to do. The end of the year book tag. You guys ready for this year to be over? I am, but I'm also not ready for this year to be over. I've always been an online school student, so even before COVID lockdown, it didn't affect me because I was always already doing my schoolwork online. And I'm doing my schoolwork online for classes this semester, which ends in December. And I, to my chagrin, realize that next semester, which I think will be my senior year, I will have to go in person to my classes. I hate human interaction. I have to get a shower in the morning, put on makeup, drive there, sit there for 2.5 hours, stare at someone, then I can leave. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. So my brain is like, yes, I'm ready for this year to be over. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to leave. Because I've taken like one college class before where I had to go there in person. It was an Illustrator course, graphic design, something like that. And I always attract the weirdest people. I was sitting in the computer lab and I always sat in the same spot. This other guy would always sit right by me too. And this guy was obsessed with spiders. Like, all the time. He would just lean over and like show me a picture of a spider on his phone. And I'll be like, yeah, cool, man. Yeah, rad. And then one day he leaned over and he's like, look at this spider, Casey. Did you know its venom can affect your erectile function? And I'm like, not the discussion I want to have today, sir. So yeah, I don't know how that pertains to books. But anyways, end of the year book tag. Here we are. Already reading this first question. I'm going to put a little bit of a spin on it. Not really a spin. I'm just going to substitute one word. Question 1. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Rather than books, I'm going to mention a series, because I've read The Cruel Prince, and I have yet to get to the sequels, Wicked King, and also Queen of Nothing. I really do love fae books, because I love their atmosphere. I love their settings. It's just, whenever I'm there in their world, I actually feel like I am. It's got the fantasy vibes, but somehow even more like enchanting. And even though I was pretty meh about The Cruel Prince, like, I didn't really feel anything for Jude, the main girl character. I loved Carden because Carden's a jerk and I love jerks. But plot-wise, I wasn't really feeling it. And it was your typical YA shenanigans. Girl gets picked because she's above average to train in this awesome secret thing. Barely in the training and she's the best of the best. That kind of vibe. But I already own the other 2 books, so I'm gonna read it anyways. And Holly Black's writing style is pretty good. Like I said, it really sucks you in, so I'm excited. Question 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I'm not really a seasonal reader. I can read about summer and winter and summer. I don't need to ease into an autumnal book. Is that even like an official genre? But one book that has like the perfect Halloween vibes is The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding. I love this book. It was hilarious. It's middle grade. We have this family who way back when made a deal with the demon for, wealth, prosperity. Not a pun on the main character's name, by the way. But ultimately, the family betrayed the demon. The demon got, I don't know how to say the word, but he got like put to sleep, imprisoned, made unconscious for like 400 years. He took a nap forcibly, and now in the present day, the youngest male member of that family, Prosper Redding, the demon wakes up inside of him, and he's like, I will get my revenge, but I'm stuck in this scrawny 11-year-old body. Harumph! And Prosper Redding's like, I don't want revenge, I just want to play on my Nintendo DS. Whatever 11-year-old boys like to do. I don't know. So now we gotta exorcise the demon. And shenanigans ensue. Another book I just thought of. Not really autumnal in any way, but to me an autumnal book just has a lot of descriptions of the surroundings and makes you feel like you're walking down the avenues and you can like feel the leaves in your hands. I get that from Donna Tartt's writing. I read The Goldfinch. I gave it a 3. It was beautiful in the beginning. And I tried to read Secret History. I DNF'd it and I am going to get back to it one day. But Donna Tartt is like perfect at telling you what's around you. She gives you plenty of description without it being rambling, and I love it. This book is also about family and found family, and for me, autumn, fall, Thanksgiving, that's the holidays where family comes together, so I think that's a good example. Number 3, is there a new release you're still waiting for? It just got released, and that is Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. My baby Kaladin is out in a war somewhere. Rock monsters everywhere, and I'm concerned. He needs me there for emotional support. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So I don't have 3 books. I have like 10. I made a little pile over here of all the books that I still need to finish by the end of the year. I don't know how I randomly picked these books, but these are the ones that I was like, yes, I need to finish these. So I do have Queen of Nothing over here. And also, like, I have Wicked King, the 2nd book, on my Kindle. This would be much easier if I bring this chair over here. Hold on. I like this angle. It's like we're gonna have a proper day together. Or maybe you just walked into your, like, psychiatrist's office. Hello, Jeremy. How are you feeling today? This is rad. So what I want to finish by the end of the year, I have Alexa Dunn. You probably know her, big author tuber. I have her first book, Brightly Burning, and I know this is a retelling of some Jane Eyre book that I haven't read. I probably should read it before I read this, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to read Jane Eyre. Wait, did I say by Jane Eyre? The book's called Jane Eyre. Is Jane Eyre not the author? Jane Austen? Why does she name all her characters Jane? Anyways, it's a retelling of Jane Eyre in space. I'm gonna read it. I'm not really excited to read it, but it was $2, and I'm supporting an author tuber, so yeah. I also have Ruth Ware's The Woman in Cabin 10. Ruth Ware has never really impressed me. However, it's blue, and this takes place on a ship, and I hate ships. Not in real life, but maybe in real life if I was in their situations, but in books, the ships are always so claustrophobic. And I am notoriously bad at just imagining my surroundings in a book if it has anything to do with a ship or a spaceship. I just can't imagine it, and I don't know the reason. Like, I'm reading a steampunk book right now, and it's in a dirigible, you know, it's on one of those things, and it's so hard to just imagine the setting. That's probably not the author's fault, it's just me. Anyways, we got bad things happening in a ship. That's it. I also have The Maze Runner. Not excited to read these, but I have the first 3. One book I am excited to read, though, is Final Girls by Riley Sager, because I love Riley Sager's other book, Lock Every Door, beautiful purple-pink cover, and this one is just a collection of all these survivors of past massacres coming together for one last round of killing. I've had this on my shelf for years, so I need to finish it. Probably will in December. The Astonishing Color of After, which I just got in another book haul, dealing with grief and just this girl's quest to find her mom's reincarnated bird spirit. And also I have A Shadow Bright and Burning and the 2nd sequel, A Poison Dark and Drowning. I heard this is a spoof on the Chosen One trope, where the Chosen One is actually lying about being the Chosen One, and she has to fake it the whole time. So these are all that I want to finish by the end of the year, and we're just going to keep the camera angle like this because I'm comfy. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Out of this pile, I'm really hopeful for Final Girls, because I just hear such good things about it. And it just seems like it's taking some horror movie tropes to the next level, and I think that's fun. I'm hoping maybe it'll be even kind of self-aware. I read this book where a bunch of murders were actually based on the game Monopoly. And so I'm kind of hoping maybe this book, this is probably going to be a wrong prediction, will be based on murders that has to follow specific horror movies. I don't know. And the last question, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? You know, it's a shame 2020 turned out to be a bad year because it's such a fun year to say 2020, 2020. So reading plans. I've actually scheduled or figured out what I'm going to film up until March. And one thing I'm actually excited to go out and buy, and it's so lame, is just buy a planner for 2021 so I can write down dates and what I want to film on certain dates. But as for reading, I don't know what I'm going to read next year. Well, I know what I'm going to read next year. I'm going to read all the unread books on my shelves. That's my goal. Read all the unread books on my shelf by the end of next year. But I also kind of devised, and I'm still working on this cool way to pick my next read. Just giving all these books maybe a number, then letting a random number generator pick what book I'm going to read next. Because it's so hard for me to pick a book next. I'm not a mood reader, so I'm never ooh, I'm in a thriller mood right now. I want horror. I want a contemporary. Oh, and I never actually read contemporary. And I just bought a bunch of books that are contemporary because I want more standalones on my shelves. So I'm actually going to film a book haul after this so I can talk about those contemporaries. And that's the end of this tag. 2021 is going to be awesome because you and me will be a part of it. Have you read any books in this pile? Which one was great? Which one sucked? So I can know what to read first and last. So the one I want to read most, this one. 2nd place is this one. 3rd place, Maze Runner. Definitely don't want to read this. But I am, because I bought the dang thing. Stay reading, my friends.